good, y'all? It's the one and only King Cal 516 live in the mix, and this is the Swiss Flames Podcast. Be sure to check out our website at www.swissflames.com. Hit us up on Twitter at Swiss Flames, and definitely check out the Facebook and YouTube page at Swiss Flames Podcast. So let's get right into this. So we got various rumors out there that the Indiana Pacers have some interest in Ben Simmons. I remember even during the offseason of hearing some things about a possible Malcolm Brogdon, Ben Simmons exchange, and the Sixers didn't really feel that was enough, which, you know, for the most part, I would agree with them on that. That's not enough. But now we hear reports that Caris LeVert has been talked about. Now, if the Sixers, in my opinion, can negotiate a package of a foundation of Caris LeVert and Malcolm Brogdon, I would definitely try to go into deeper talks with the Pacers if they're willing to have both those guys a part of a package for Ben Simmons. You know what I'm saying? As a foundational unit, I think that package as a foundational should be very intriguing to the 76ers as far as that goes. If you're Indiana, getting Ben Simmons, here's the thing about Indiana. You're a small market team that does not attract big-time free agents, right? So you can't really upgrade your team by free agency and getting a big-time superstar. So the main way Indiana, if you're the Pacers, that you improve your team is you got to hit on draft picks. You got to hopefully find star players and draft picks. And traditionally speaking, that's how Indiana has done. You know, you think about, you know, the Paul Georges of the world. You think about, I mean, even if you take it way back to the Larry Birds, these are guys that were drafted into the Pacers organization. If you think about even us, you know, some of the things and how they do, even getting Caris LeVert, how did they get him? It was through a trade, right? And so getting a big time free agents is hard to do, but getting, you know, decent guys, good guys, you can get that, but the superstar talent is hard to get. And so Pacers were able to sign Malcolm Brogdon when he was a free agent, remember? And I'm not sure why the Bucks didn't re-sign him, because the Bucks probably could have got to their level quicker of where they are if they just kept Brogdon and just have him part of Giannis and Chris Middleton. But part of me believes, you know, Chris Middleton, when he was with the Bucks, even though he is a former Rookie of the Year, part of me believes that, you know, he had a lot of injury problems early on in his career, and maybe the Bucks didn't think they would get a lot of productivity out of him because of his injury history at the time. Neither here nor there. You know, Brogdon can run the floor. He's a good playmaker. He's not as elite as Ben Simmons. But if you put him, a combination of him and LeVert is just a microwave scorer, a guy who could go out there and get buckets. You know, Brogdon, you know, he's a decent playmaker. He could definitely run your offense. He's a decent, you know, he's a pretty good point guard. You know, he's a great free throw shooter. He's a solid three-point shooter. You put those guys, a combination of those guys together, maybe a draft pick or two, maybe another young player on a rookie contract. You trade him for Ben Simmons, and, you know, Philly trades, you know, one of their lower end players in exchange or something to that effect. I think you got a good deal there. I think you got a solid deal that can help out both teams. I think Indiana will be helped out because you have star power. I think Ben Simmons will be helped out. You know, I don't know if the best situation for Ben Simmons is to go to a big market team with the big media right now. You know, to me, in my opinion, for Ben Simmons the next few years, it'd probably be better for him to rehabilitate his image in a smaller market situation where there's not as much attention, and do so good that you're getting attention because you're doing that good, versus people just want to rip you apart for the things you're not doing. You understand what I'm saying? So for Ben Simmons moving forward, I think a small market situation to finish out this contract would be ideal for him. You know what I mean? To kind of rehabilitate, work on his game, get his game up, and, you know, try to keep himself at a high all-star level caliber player. For Philadelphia, if you get a foundational piece of Brogdon and LeVert, now you got options, right? Because Brogdon probably would slide into your starting point guard role right off the bat, right? Now, you know, you could tinker with your lineup, but maybe, you know, you have Tobias Harris play the 4, and you have Joel Embiid obviously at the 5, and then, you know, you can pick your poison what you do at the other spots. Maybe you have Danny Green, you know, Seth Curry. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if one of those guys have to go in the deal. You know, it's potentially might lose one of those guys. I don't know, but to send back. But regardless of the fact, if you're Philly, getting Brogdon and LeVert as foundational pieces to replace Ben Simmons, that's not a bad deal. I mean, the combination of both gives you everything you need. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not all in one player, but the combination of both gives you everything you need that you're losing, you know, from Ben Simmons. So If I'm Philly, as far as the offers I've heard, if you can get those foundational pieces at the core of a Ben Simmons trade, I'm at least negotiating with Indiana to see, how the full package will look. You know what I'm saying? I think the Sixers should be interested in that. And if you're the Sixers, time is not on your side. Yeah, you could keep finding Ben Simmons. You can keep, taking money out of his pockets. But ultimately, that's not helping you on the floor. And ultimately, that's not getting rid of the distraction that this whole thing is causing. So if you're Philly, I understand you want to be patient, but if you're Philly, you got to be able to move on sooner than later, because the longer it takes for Philly to move on from this situation, the more and more this season is going to be a wash for them. And that's what you want to try to avoid. You know what I mean? You want to have everything you need in place, fully operational as soon as possible, so that you're ready come playoff time. This team can make the playoffs without Ben Simmons, but at the same time, they need a quality player like Ben Simmons to do well in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? They need Joel Embiid to have quality players with him for the ride, because Embiid is not going to be able to do it by himself. You know what I'm saying? But I think the all-around cast of getting a couple of these guys in with the cast they have now can make Philly a formidable foe for any opponent in the Eastern Conference. You know what I mean? So let me know what you guys think. Do you think a scenario of Karis LeVert and Malcolm Brogdon together as foundational pieces in the trade to Philly is something that Sixers should be into, or you think that they should still hold on and wait for something bigger? Let me know what you think in the comments. It's your boy King Cal 516. This is the Swiss Fame Podcast. I'm signing off. If you'd like to donate to the podcast, hit us up on the Cash App, $King Cal 516. Till next time, guys. Peace.